Yo, what's up, everyone? We're doing this again because you guys loved it. I am here with my brother Malakai.
What's going on?
And my other brother Swaizy.
Hello.
Malakai, tell them what you do, and then I'll have Swaizy go.
I do video work. That's pretty much the gist of it.
You do more than video work though. It's creative. Like you do your own.
I post my own content too. But I'm kind of hoping to push that more into like a funnel into my video work. But I've been posting fitness content for a while, but I'm kind of moving out of that now.
Amen. Swaizy, you go.
My name's Josué Beto Riscos Vasquez Concepcion. I am a
That's real. That's really his name.
singer, songwriter. I am an entrepreneur as well as a fitness influencer. So,
Oh God.
oh God, for real.
Okay. So, dude,
Whoa,
that
what
was
was
crazy.
that?
That
We got
was
some
crazy.
ASMR.
Whoa. Oh, dang. Is that just me?
What?
Oh, it is just
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Sorry. The mic was like, I couldn't hear everything, but it was just my headphones. Something we all have in common is we all have done stuff in merch and merchandise, starting our own brands, starting our own everything, which it feels like now pretty much everyone I feel like that has like done something has merch, has like, or like a lot of people want to do merch. A lot of people do come up with really cool ideas, but they have no idea how to get into it or like actually what it means to do that, because it's a business at the end of the day. And so like something we'll talk about later, but something I think all three of us have experienced is people ask for like free merch. And it's just like they don't even actually realize what they're asking for.
No.
And it's like, so we'll get into that. But Swaizy, how about you tell them about Divine Outcast? Because Swaizy is probably, he's done it the most out of us three. We've all done it and we've all enjoyed it, but I think Swaizy has like really crafted it into something farther, and it's been, I think it's more of a passion of Swaizy's than like what me and Malakai do.
I appreciate it.
And it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I would just say with merch, there's like two ways you can go. Before I get into Divine Outcast, but with merch, there's like two ways you could go. It's either merchandise for something else you're promoting, because nowadays it's like you can't just like make music unless you're the top of the top, or you can't just be making YouTube videos unless you're the top of the top, because there's just so much like saturation that people have to find more like ways to get money, more like revenue streams. But Divine Outcast was like it was like a passion for me, like since like eighth grade. And I was like really into shoes, like every other like cringy like middle schooler who's like, bro, I just bought these Yeezys, you know what I mean? Like I was like really into shoes and naturally like streetwear and fashion. And so I wanted to make something where it was like, because I was the kid who my mom like used to buy me like the really like cringy like Got Jesus t-shirts,
Right.
and I would rep those. You feel me? Like, yeah, got Jesus, or like the Coca-Cola font, and it'd be like something like else cringy, and I was like, there has to be something better than this.
Yeah.
Some way that I could represent, because in my school I wouldn't say there was a lot of people that thought how I thought in terms of faith.
Right.
So I was like, there gotta be a better way than to like slap some cringy cheap t-shirt and just wear that. So anyway, that was kind of the idea I got in 8th grade. It developed over time.
Who do you think paved the way for that?
In terms of like my inspiration?
Yeah, like who do you think has like paved the way? Because I agree, like growing up it was like all of those, but like now it's like there's a bunch of fire creative.
So back
outputs.
then, I didn't even know that was like a thing, and I'm sure it was. Like, I'm sure it was definitely a thing. Not as prevalent as now, but so I didn't look at any like Christian like brands. So like I had no idea about any Christian brands. I was just like going off of like what was popular at the time, you know, Supreme, Bape, like all of those brands that were super hype. Beastie.
Supreme's still in, right? For the most part.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they're not as much as a lot of other brands, but back in the day they were.
Oh yeah. I remember Supreme anything. If you had that, you were like him.
Yeah, I spent like a whole I spent like a whole freaking paycheck, like my whole like savings from my birthday for one Supreme sling bag, and I wore that sling bag for.
I remember it was like the bid sling bag.
Yeah, for like 3 years
How much
straight.
was
it was like I think like 180 or something.
That's
like
it?
nothing crazy. Yeah.
Oh.
And so it was like I wore
say
that.
that's it, but yeah.
I wore that like every day. Look at me, so disrespectful, bro.
No, come on.
I'm just a busy man, you know. I'm so busy, bro. Anyway, continuing on with Divine Outcast. It was a vision of mine. It grew to a point where I sold T-shirts at my school. It got to the point where, and I love this about the brand. It was not really connected to me.
Yeah.
So like, even to this day, it's
I love that about the brand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because less of me, more of my creativity for sure.
For sure.
But but in high school, it was like people would buy it and they wouldn't know that that was my brand. So like that was like the coolest thing. Like senior year, like seeing some random person wearing my clothes, and I would drop it off at like their homeroom or whatever,
Right.
and they wouldn't like have no idea that I made that. But
That's
anyway,
so sick.
yeah, it was like the best feeling in the world. Anyway, that grew. I started doing I struggled for a long time, lost a lot of money up until like probably I'd say like 8 to 10 months ago. I got really like into digital marketing. I pushed it, and now like probably like total revenue, probably like over $100,000 in revenue. We're about to hit 20,000 followers.
No way.
Yeah. So
That's insane,
obviously not
bro.
100,000 for me, but in terms of revenue,
In terms of business revenue.
in terms of business
Let's
revenue,
go, bro.
yeah,
That's
so,
amazing. It's just the beginning too.
Yep.
That's so sick.
That's so wild.
What does
Appreciate
Divine
it.
Outcast mean to you?
So again, going back to it, I was again the kid with the cringy like Christian T-shirt. So I was thinking about. I thought for like so long I was like, and for a while, if for people who don't know, I go by an artist like named Swaizy. So for a long time, I actually called myself Divine Outcast, which thank God I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But and
That's
then my
crazy.
brand was Swaizy.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Fun fact. Anyway, so Divine Outcast literally stands for divine, which is God or of God, and then outcast, which is someone who's been cast out of society. So I was like, those are two like cool contrasting words that I could slam together that no one has or has ever done anything with. And it literally like, just look at a prime example. It's literally like spreading the love of Jesus. Like Jesus was like the perfect example of a divine outcast.
There we go.
Like they literally killed him for what he did, like cast him out of society.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just that's the message. And it's grown a lot more than that. Like to this day, I would say like maybe it's like even 50-50, like to where a lot of people who buy our faith like base, and like the other half is just like regular people that love the designs, which is amazing.
Because you're in stores and you're in other places that like aren't gonna have that market.
Yeah,
That's so
exactly.
sick.
Which I love. I love talking to.
Speaking of that, can you share the story?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the story.
This story. Okay. I've been
So
really
tell the
excited.
story.
I've been really excited
Okay.
for Swaizy to share this story.
So listen.
He called me the other day, and I didn't. It was lost in translation because it sounded so crazy. I didn't believe it.
So
I'm so excited for this.
So, for those who are probably watching this clip now, I have a brand called Divine Outcast. I worked very, very hard to get the brand in stores, sold online, a whole bunch of stuff, right? So this was the first time, my first day, first opportunity to be in an actual mall, my local mall.
Let's
like,
go.
Big for me.
Huge.
Huge. So I was like so excited. I had all my merch transferred from a smaller store
We're
into
already
the
laughing.
mall, bro. I was like, let's go.
Let's go.
I got my rack, bro. I have pictures of the rack like looking crispy. Like I was like, bro, these hangers are like 2 inches apart exactly. Like people are gonna cop this merch today. I'm gonna
Straight
make
off the hanger spacing.
I am going to make millions. Little did I know, opening day of the store. And you could blame this on the devil. You could say, thank God. You could do anything you want. Honestly, I don't care. Listen, the whole store huge store. I would say there was maybe close to 1,000 tiles, like 1,000 of the just like light
ceiling tiles.
Yeah, ceiling tiles. 3 of them broke. Last hour of opening day. They fell with literal dookie. Literal dookie from a pipe that burst, sprayed all over my rack. All over it. So when you look at it, it has to be some sort of intervention. Like really, like something's going on. There's like a huge store, 1,000 ceiling tiles, 3 tiles break. Keep in mind, there's other vendors. They're selling stuff. There's shoes. Lots of space in the store. 3 break.
Amen.
Perfectly above my rack. Poo-poo sprays all over it. To the point where I lost about half of the stuff on my rack, which smelled horrendous. Horrendous. I don't even have to go into that.
Yeah.
That poop might have been like fossilized if it was there for like a couple more months. I'm not gonna lie, bro. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah. So I have pictures of literal like dookie
Tata outcast
from
baby.
from the ceiling all over my stuff. But there is good news to the story. So the owner's really nice, and he was like, bro, you will not believe what happened. And I came in the next day and I saw like how horrible that was. All my stuff in just a box smelling like poo-poo. But I got paid out for it. Big
There we
payday.
go.
Big payday like the first
The devil
day.
wanted you to fall, man, but God turned that around.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't want to say God burst a pipe of poop onto my rack.
I don't think God did that.
Hey, I'll take it, bro. You could pee on my clothes. You could poop on my clothes. You could tear it up, burn it. I don't care, man. As long as you pay me.
That's a crazy claim.
As long as you pay me, bro. Do whatever you want with it, man.
That is crazy.
That's gnarly, bro.
Well,
So that's
good
it.
to know. Good to know there's a meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Let's
Um,
go.
I feel like I'm taking so much time. I'm so sorry.
no, you're good. I don't even know how to else to scooter, but getting over to Malakai. So Malakai graduated high school last year, right? Last year.
Yep.
Congrats.
And yep, amen. Transitioned into doing videography. What was that transition like for you? What got you? Because I remember, was it 2 years ago, we would go on like family trips or we do different things, and I'm like, Malakai, bro, I just need you to like literally hold the phone or like hold the GoPro or hold this and just get an angle. He's like, bro, I don't know anything about this at all. And now it's transitioned to like, I'd call him and ask him questions all the time because I have no idea what I'm doing in video. And I'm just like asking Kai, like, what do we do? Like, what's this? What's that? What was the transition like? What led to it? All the different things. Because it was a new thing out of high school. And now you're like very successful in it. So explain that.
Yeah, it started, I was super into fitness, and sort of like what my brand is about, like a quick recap to segue from Swaizy's story is basically my brand is about fighting insecurity. So like I dealt with like insecurity really bad, and it's about like people that create their own identity, and then they get so caught up in the story they create the people who love them that they become detached from who they really are. So my brand's called Detached. So that's like the whole gist of it. And I kind of started making clothes to help other people, but at the same time hold myself accountable, because like if I was going to be promoting something like that, then I, as the cover person, whatever, would have to also uphold that for myself. So that was like one of the main driving forces for my brand. So then like continuing that, like I was super into fitness, and I wanted to start posting it, but I was like kind of scared. So like just to start posting was almost like just another step to stop caring what people think. So it was like, I don't even care like how cringy this is. Like I'm just going to start posting it because it's like, it's what I like.
Yeah.
And legitimately like the first time I ever posted, I deleted it 3 times. It was like 30 seconds of posting. So I don't know if anybody knows this, but the first time I posted, I gave my girlfriend my phone and had her leave. I said like literally leave with my phone.
That's crazy.
So that it would stay up like long enough for people to see it.
It is
That's
true
fire.
though. With anything creative though, like you don't know how people are gonna receive it, and even things that you're proud of, like people might have critiques or they might have anything in it.
For sure.
So I mean, as creatives, we all know that, and that's why I think there always is going to be somebody that does relate to it. Even with like me and Swaizy with old music, it's like I've taken down a lot of my discography, and a lot of people are like really related with that or have nostalgia with it from like 2 years ago when I was doing Song a Week. And I look back and I think this is sonically terrible in every way. Like just it's my opinion, and people have other opinions, but it's like anytime you put something out, there are people are going to take away negative or positive, and you can't control the scenario. So just keep doing you. So that's what I love about what Malakai did. And he did, how many days in a row did you put out a video? You created a reel, and all these reels are like extremely creative,
high quality,
they have cinema,
extremely,
and they also like have, most of them portray a message, or they're just very aesthetic to watch, or like each one is probably, I would say each one played its own role or like had its own thing. But I mean, it was like I remember when I was 15 and Logan Paul would put out a vlog every day. And I had like 15 minutes. I'm like, I have dedicated 15 minutes of Logan Paul every day, because I was a low gang.
Whenever, you were low gang?
I was low gang, bro. Definitely not a Jake Paul.
I'm not gonna lie, I was low gang too, for sure.
Yeah, but I say that to be like, it was like definitely something when it came out. It's like the crumble cookie flavors. Like once a week on Sunday, I'm watching that video. It's like every day, Malakai had for sure 60 seconds of my time, even if he wasn't my brother. Like it's just something that was very entertaining for me to watch. And so sorry, I asked you a question, but you can go now.
Oh yeah, no, I posted I don't even know how many days since the first of the year. I hadn't missed a day,
which is crazy.
So however many months it is, 5 months. And then before that I posted
every day,
at least
like
5-6 days a week.
That's a lot of days.
That's like 160 plus videos.
Yeah, and then
that's
like before that
crazy.
I was posting like maybe not every day, but there was times where I literally posted for months. There was times where I literally posted like 3 posts a day.
Yeah. And Malakai like went nocturnal. Like the only time me and Malakai saw each other is when I would get home at 2 a.m. or like 1 a.m, and he would leave at like 1 or 2 a.m. to go shoot somewhere.
Wow.
Like that's the only time I would see him. Like because I would wake up at 10, 11, he'd still be sleeping, and then he wouldn't wake up. There was one time I remember we had a shoot planned. And he texted me. We had a shoot plan for 2 p.m. He texted me at 3:30. Sorry, bro. I just woke up. So it's just like,
crazy.
It's weird. Our family's weird too, though. Like we're very, very, very independent, and like we'll just like my family's just like we'll text each other. I'll text my family like, "Yo, heading to Texas today." Like, and I don't know. Like we don't.
Crazy.
I don't even know. We're very odd, very different. Keep going though, Ty. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
Yeah, and then basically like as I kept posting, I saw like super fast initial growth. So like literally like the first 2 months I went from like pretty much 0. I had like less than 1,000 followers because just my personal, and then I was at like 6,500 with like a month and a half maybe,
which is
crazy.
Like really good.
Yeah,
growth.
like I reached like 3.5 million accounts
we would hope
like the first 2 months.
So how many?
So then
Crazy.
like 3.5 million
That
like
is
the first
insane.
2 months. So it was like insane growth, and then like it just like completely dropped off. But like so I think without that first like big spurt of growth, I probably wouldn't still be making content. But it's just like ever since I got that feeling of like being like something that I made getting that much traction, it was like
that's
I'm
what happened to
chasing that
Mr.
same
Beast
feeling.
too. That's what happened. He his first YouTube video he ever posted got like 15 years ago got like 20,000 views, and then he chased that and chased that and chased that, and that was 15 years ago YouTube. But he chased and chased and chased that, and then that's what like that feeling like.
Yeah,
I remember like that's like my second TikTok I ever uploaded got like 3.2 million views, and I was like, this is TikTok, and it was just a luck streak somehow, and I chased that feeling on TikTok for like 3 years, and then but my quality wasn't there, I don't think, ever. But I didn't realize you have to it's weird. It's a weird thing with social media. You can get lucky and hit the algorithm with a really good video, and then but that doesn't mean you have the knowledge to keep creating those videos, and you have to study, and it actually a lot goes into it, and people don't realize, I think. Yeah, and it's not honestly, I think people who have really mid content or even below mid content blame the algorithm, when a lot of times it's just like for me, I don't ever be like, the algorithms, like that's what's holding me back. I just think like I always look at my content first and be like, how can I make that better? I keep cutting you off.
Yeah. I can't remember what I was at. Oh,
I think you kind of finished just like that. You were chasing that feeling. Actually.
Yeah, I chased the feeling, and then, but without that initial feeling, I would have probably quit, and then I wouldn't be where I was making videos for like money, cause like that's now what I'm chasing as a career. So like,
yeah,
like I was shooting. It was like July to October was my first growth, and that was with an iPhone or Jude's like vlog camera, like $500 vlog camera, and then I bought my first camera in October, and I'm on my second one now.
Let's go.
So.
Third one coming soon.
Yep.
Something I wanted to talk about. I don't know if we have enough time. How much time does it stay on the camera there?
It's on 21 minutes. We're good.
Do you think that you can knock this story out that I want to talk about for your school?
Yep.
Okay, so I want to tell this story on my podcast. We actually haven't even really. I've never said anything about it publicly. Malakai's made a statement. My mom and my dad's made a statement, but my brother got invited to play on this basketball team for this high school. The high school, actually, I don't know all the details. I'm gonna let you tell it, but I'll like kind of don't in between. But I really wanted to tell this story because it really, really affected my family negatively, affected my brother negatively, affected like the way people in our city look at us, like our whole family, and like. It's dumb because we don't have our local news kind of like screwed us over in a lot of ways on how they and twisted this scenario and how people look at our family, and it's really messed up. So I wanted Malakai to tell the story and use whatever platform I have. Now the situation's kind of like combed over and kind of chilled out. I was really wanting to do a podcast with Malakai and Swaizy, and I really felt like we should tell this story.
Yeah, so basically me and my teammates went 110-10 the last 4 years, playing like year-round travel basketball basically. Which 110-10
is 100 wins, 10 like ties and 10 losses, right?
No, like 110 wins and 10 losses.
Oh, I thought you said 100. Oh,
like
110.
Oh,
10.
I was like, how do you tie in basketball?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that for a second. But yeah.
Yeah, so
110 wins?
That's crazy.
10.
That's like a 10 KD, bro.
Yeah, and then
that's insane.
Yeah, and then we placed like top 5 at nationals this last year. So basically, the coach here at the biggest school around us resigned, so they were looking for a new coach. So they approached my coach like almost immediately, just because like we had made some noise around here. And he basically said that like we were all going back to play for the same team. So he basically said like he was only gonna do it if like we all wanted to go do it with him. So basically. Because it was like year-round travel basketball, I was still eligible to play another year, even though I had graduated high school. So it was like this really weird situation because it goes by age for travel stuff. And then, so I was like, yeah, that counts me out. But like, if my boys want to do it, like I'm cool with like sacrificing to do it.
Also, he got asked to do it. Like it wasn't something he was. Yeah, like he got approached to do it, and so that made him feel like, okay, like if they're asking me, I feel like that, and they're saying I'm eligible, and it's like something I can do. At the time, he was planning on going to college, so it's like it's something I can do along with college, and he's going to be playing against kids that are his age because he's just the way it works. He's not going to be, with a full beard out there, tattoos, like, that one guy. But, like, it was something that he was also homeschooled, so it was just like, it was weird how it worked, but the high school approached him saying, hey, you're still eligible to play this year. Also, rules got mixed up, correct me if I'm wrong, but rules got mixed up because of COVID. And, like, a lot of people were granted another year of playing time because they missed a whole year. Continue your story, though.
Yeah, basically, they approached me. They said everything was good. And even though I had already graduated, basically, a lot of the credits that I used to graduate were religious credits, Bible classes and stuff, which doesn't count for high school. So technically, I didn't have enough real credits to graduate through a high school. So I had remaining credits. So that was, like, one of the ways that was like you can play because you could still pursue a high school education because you don't have enough credits to graduate through a real high school.
Okay, yeah.
Technically, so that was like the big things. Like that's good. And then my age, I wasn't even the oldest on my team because I graduated a little early. So it wasn't even like an age thing. Like we weren't cheating. Like it was like basically the school confirmed everything with the league. All was good. they said we had nothing to worry about, and they even said like you're gonna get backlash, like like you're gonna get reported, but it's fine, it's airtight. There's nothing, like you're not cheating.
Yeah,
whatever.
With MHSAA, which is Michigan High School Sports Association.
Yeah, so
Athletic Association.
Yeah, so they basically everything was approved, and then this team. So the school I went to, the team hadn't had a winning record in like 20 years. Like they hadn't even broken like 500.
It's our local high school. Yeah.
Yeah, so they hadn't even had a single winning team or like a winning season. So the first. Well, we had like 4 scrimmages and 4 games, and literally every game we won by like 40-something points. We blew out every team.
Really good teams.
Like we just like wiped.
Really,
yeah, we had a pretty tough start, like schedule wise, and we just like literally blew the water out of everybody we played.
Yeah. So much fun to watch.
And yeah, so it was like we created like a lot of noise because like this team that hasn't done good in a long time. They literally won 3 games the year before, and we won our first 4 real games. So it was like we already broke their like last year's record in the first 4 games. So it was like a big deal. So literally after the 4th like official game, like we had scrimmages, 4th official game, I was at a party or a team party like with my coaches and stuff. And then the next day we had like our rival games, so like Midland versus Dow, so the 2 biggest Midland schools. And it's like a really diehard rival type thing. And then I got a text saying like, Kai, because my dad was saying like, Kai, call me, you got reported to MHSAA, which I was like, whatever, like they told us it was going to happen. So I literally wasn't nervous at all. I went down and called him. And he just said, like, yeah, like someone reported you. Then I got on the phone with the principal and my dad down there, and he was like, basically told me the whole situation. And like, if this doesn't get resolved, then you like won't be playing tomorrow. So then I was like, what in the world? But then I was like, it's gonna get resolved. Like, it's fine. But the snag that they had was that I played for this private school in 2019 or maybe 2018. And
I think it was it was 8th grade, right?
Well, it's technically 9th grade because I was like pretty much a whole year ahead almost.
Mm-hmm.
But we went to a private school, like literally only like 20-something kids per class. That's how small the school was. And there was a junior high and a varsity, nothing in between. So like private school works a whole lot differently, obviously. So
and it's not even a part of MHSAA, which is
at all.
Not. Yeah, it was like a private school league, which is completely separated.
Yeah, so I played for the junior high. And then I was listed on the varsity as like an injury reserve, essentially, even though it wasn't technically what it was. I was just on there in case someone got hurt. And I was like, rode the bench the entire time. And it actually caused a lot of problems at the time because of the junior high / varsity eligibility. Like I sort of lost that year as well because I had to sit on the bench for the varsity, which like limited my ability to play on the junior high. So I almost pretty much lost that whole year anyways, because of the coach's decision that pulled me up pretty much. So then I sat on the bench. I got in maybe 2 games, like for like 30 seconds, like just like super bench warmer type. And then somebody basically took an article of me on the roster of that team, sent it into the league. And so the league took this thing and like...
They were trying hard because honestly they were so good that a lot of teams were nervous. And so they were trying to do anything they could. But all that to say, like with his story explained... which also it's like crushing for Malakai because he has this last year with and like a lot of his friends on like a lot of his teammates are his closest friends, so it's like he thinks he has another year. And then not only that, like the psychological damage of like watching your team play without you knowing that you should be on the court is like, and you're not injured, you're not anything, you're just let's go. That's so crazy.
It's a little Celsius, bro. I'll just lick it up, bro.
Yeah,
you know what's crazy?
You better.
You know what's crazy? Look at this.
Chipotle.
I didn't do it on purpose,
Dude,
but that's
such
crazy.
An old man move to have a bunch of napkins. You don't even have paper towel, bro.
It's okay. It's right at the 30-minute.
Yeah. Huh?
Life sounds so much worse.
Oh yeah.
It sounds so much better right there. Like take the
Were we at like?
Can you get
Yeah,
the paper
it
towels?
sounds way worse. Were we like? Yeah, were we at like 30 anyway?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I split that up in half.
No, it's probably fine. I'll probably just start it.
Bro, did I just like
There's
spasm
paper
or
towels
something?
in there.
I must have like spasmed.
You literally
or something,
said, you literally like picked it up and then like dropped it. Like it wasn't even like that you just knocked it over, it looked like to me. Like it literally just looked like
It looked like I spasmed, bro.
Yeah. Had a nice little spasm in there.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm sure this is a great angle of Malakai right now. Oh yeah.
Sorry I had to hit you with that, man.
Oh no, honestly it was good cause
But I'm actually honored that I'm the first like spill on the podcast.
feel good.
Like That's honestly like legendary to me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, we're back,
That's
and
good.
I am 1 Celsius down.
I found this out last time that these 2 cameras only record for 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah, because they're Canons, right?
No, well, this one's a Canon here and then that, but it's just because this Canon has like an internal fan, so we have to like restart, like not restart it, just fire.
Nothing happened.
Nothing.
We're back. And
Anyways.
we're back.
I'll just keep it going, but I'll say this. The wild part about this story is that Malakai, our family got treated like as if we were doing something wrong and we knew it from the start when we were the ones invited. So it made it really sucky because it's like we were portrayed, like my parents were portrayed, who are, you know, like pastors in the town, and my brother is portrayed as cheaters. And so like anywhere he would
It's a
go.
good story. It's a good story. No, that's what I'm saying.
No, like
it's
like for like the local news.
yeah,
and
like it's
different
a good
stuff, yeah.
story, not
Like, yeah.
not like this is a bad story. Like
Oh, I
it's
thought,
an
I thought you
actual-
were saying. I thought you were hitting you like
It
cool
made a
story,
good
bro.
story, yeah.
No,
it made
yeah,
a good
it
story.
made like
Yeah, and I understand it, but it's just like no one else got targeted the way. So like Malakai would go to the games and like the entire like opponents like fans would literally like all the opponents fans would just like scream cheater, scream all this
That's
crazy stuff at
crazy.
him.
They were chanting cheater when I walked in.
Yeah.
Like,
What?
Like, yeah, he was
unanimously
known,
chanting,
so-
like cheater, cheater. Like when I was walking
Yeah.
just to like sit on the bench with my in normal
And how
clothes.
old were you at the
Yeah.
time?
18.
No, this is like literally 6 months ago.
Bro, that's like so insane
And so he
and
had-
so
so
like
he got-
demoralizing.
I know. So he gets invited to this team, says he's eligible, right? And he goes, okay, like it wasn't his first thing. He wasn't gonna do it, but he's like, I'll do one more year. Then gets pretty much lied to, and then gets basically, and then the high school doesn't even really back it and doesn't even say like, oh, it's like we'll take the hit for it. They literally blamed Malakai publicly.
Like the team you're playing.
The high school,
That's crazy.
literally was just like washes their hands of Malakai.
That's insane.
Even though they asked him to play. So then it's like all kinds of different things going on. It's like he got asked by high school and then gets duped by the high school. And then now it's like, okay, this family's cheating. Like they knew it from the start. They were cheaters. And it's just like, it's the dumbest, like most craziest, I think. And it was, you know, tough on my parents. It was like frustrating for me. Like I was still going to the games. I would watch my brother sit on the bench and I just want to like punch somebody. Like I don't even know. But it was just.
I mean, because it's like people might listen to the story and be like, bro, it's just sports. It's not
No,
like it's
it's-
just not sports because it's
your reputation.
It's your reputation.
Yeah.
It's your friends. It's not even about the game. It's like being
No,
with
yeah.
your friends and like working.
It's
together.
not about the game. It's like what if you did everything you thought was right and then everyone still came to you and said you're a cheater.
Yeah.
And imagine if someone did that. Like for my parents, like okay, that happened to your kid, and it's like and it's happening to you too because you're the ones that like you know like you're the parent in that situation. And like for a brother, it's just like watching him, and then like watching like my brother watch his team, watching like him get, you know, chanted at, watching all this different stuff. So my mom, we had to hold my mom back. My mom would like go like try to like have conflict and different stuff.
Yeah, because like one of the
W
games,
mom.
like they would have
Yeah,
like
100%.
homeschool. They would have signs that say like homeschool cheaters, like all this crazy
Oh
stuff.
yeah, they were
So my
going
mom
in.
like went and like
cheaters is
Yeah.
yeah,
Bro.
like literally like they were
They were
chanting
just-
homeschool at us like when we were playing the first 4 games.
low
And
key.
it's,
That's
like,
a flex though.
It's
like,
almost like they're roasting their self too.
I
yeah.
feel like it's a flex to be like a homeschooler and be like really good at basketball.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's harder. I would for sure imagine it's harder to be a homeschooler and be you know better at
Yeah,
basketball.
because you don't
than-
have the competition you're
Yeah,
against
like-
all the time.
Yeah. But like the biggest thing is like there's so much happened after that. So my team lost all the wins that I was a part of. Like they've had to forfeit
Yeah.
every game that
They
I played in.
forfeited all of them.
And even worse, my best friend who was the best player on our team, he set the school record for most points in a game, scored 48 points.
Dude, he scored 48 points in one game.
And they took the record from him because I
That's
was a
insane.
part of the game. I played in the game, so he no longer holds the record at the school.
wow.
L school.
So then it's like there was like news articles after news articles, like all this stuff, and then like each news article, like a news station would post it to their like Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook had like 1,000 comments on every one, and they're all like, "These people deserve to go to hell or go to jail."
Yeah.
Like, all
Oh
this
yeah,
stuff.
I bet those.
It was just insane.
Those Facebook mom and dads were going
yeah.
crazy.
Because it's all like one-sided media.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well now not only is it, getting played here and there, but now it's like Facebook has it, So it's just like, wow.
Yeah, and then they were like the news stations, because like we decided at first not to talk about it and stuff. And my coach did the same. Everybody at Dow did the same, or the school I went to did the same. So they were going to like coaches that used to coach in this area just to get ask what they thought about it. Like literally, it was the most random stuff on the news articles. That it would be like the coach that retired from the Midland High, the opposing school, 3 years ago, and he would share his opinion on it.
Coach Greg from 1972 that played in. Like, come on, bro.
So just there was so much that was so stupid, and then I would go out in public, and then I couldn't even go to I was driving 45 minutes away to go to the gym, because I would go out in public, and people would happen is come up and talk to me about it, or ask me, or just look at me and point at me.
Yeah,
and,
that was his life for months, bro. And
yeah,
I'm sure
I'd
it still
look
happens
over
here
and see
there, but-
grown adults talking about me, looking at me and pointing at me.
That's crazy.
Not even knowing that I
crazy.
can see them.
But
I feel like that is it bad or not accurate to say that might be something more normal in a smaller town than
Well, I think it might be it never happens. Stuff like this never happens around here. So it was almost like they finally caught a story.
Because I was about to say
Oh, yeah.
it's a good story that they made up, and I could see for example, if I saw that on Facebook and I didn't know, because again, most media is one-sided. It's easy to rally behind that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it must be something to where the stuff must just not be going on for people to really be roasting a
That's
whole.
what it is.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The craziest part too is it was my pictures of me in the uniform, and it was basically it was Dow High School cheats basically, and it was my face on everything. So it was and then but again it was the biggest school in this area cheated, so it was a huge deal. So that's why it was so crazy.
Yeah, and it was just the worst part of all of it was that Dow didn't have our back at all. It was just they washed
That's
their
horrible.
hands, and it was just
That's horrible.
yeah, because basically Dow's thing was, well, you didn't tell us about the private school 6 years ago, so it was just well, you never asked, you never it was just
Probably didn't even
just-
think about it.
No, I never thought about it once.
Yeah.
It just was so irrelevant
because
in the
it's
timeline.
so it doesn't have anything to do with it, so it didn't feel.
Yeah.
And then people wonder, what's wrong? What's wrong with our generation? Why are people so depressed? Why are people bro? They literally bullied you. The public straight up bullied you, and you have to I'm sure there was times where you have to be a man, quote unquote, but that must have been tough for you. That had to be tough for you. You had to been going
tough
through
for
stuff.
anybody.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro,
it's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy that and I think what's cool to me is it's kind of a theme of this podcast, I guess, but poop fell on your clothes and God turned that for good. You got paid for it, and now you have a great story.
Bring more poop.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, but
That's so crazy.
That
But,
clip
now-
out of context is insane.
Hands too.
Bring the caca.
okay, but and with Malakai's situation, I don't think he would be as far. I think video was something he had to, everyone has their thing. For me, music was therapy. For you, I'm sure design and music is therapy.
Yep.
For Malakai, it was creating videos, and creating moments that I'm sure took you somewhere. And so I feel like for him, he would go out at night because of the whole situation going on. So to me, I think it's cool because the way God turned that situation around
Exactly.
for him, I think it's just so cool. And now he has a complete passion out of it. So, but in the moment, looking forward, it was all hazy because it's what could come out of this. But I mean, I look at the video situation as that is so much more valuable because, like, even if you played basketball, if that never happened, he finished his basketball and didn't know what his passion was, that's way worse of a feeling than going through what he went through.
And, you know, it's amazing that, like, he had, because I'm sure basketball was your passion. Basketball was your passion, and that was your therapy. And, you know, so what's crazy is you were able to work through that situation and find another one. And a lot of people don't really get to do that. There's a lot of people who still don't know what their passion is, still don't know, and they struggle with their meaning in life. Yeah. But, like, you going through that and being able to, like, still find something that you love and that'll help you is,
I think
that
it's fire.
alone is crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
thank
true.
God, bro. That's so sick to me. So Malakai just went down to Alpha Land, and I didn't know what Alpha Land was, and
I actually knew.
You didn't?
Believe it or not.
Fitness influencer.
Fitness influencer, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tell people who don't know what Alpha Land is, and like explain a little more to like the average person, because not everyone's gonna know.
Yeah, it's a 50,000 foot facility. They have 3 different gyms, 2 full court basketball, like football field, soccer field. They basically have everything under the sun that could ever be done for fitness. And it was created pretty much completely for content. So like the owner of the gym got kicked out of a bunch of gyms for filming. And then he ended up becoming like a fitness icon. His name's Christian Guzman. One of the biggest.
Guzman is a crazy last name.
One of the biggest names in fitness. And then he a year ago, he launched a brand called Alpha Elite, one of the biggest fitness brands anywhere. Yeah. And then out of that, he launched what's called Alpha Land. This was January 1st of last year. And now they're bringing in a little bit over $1 million a month, like already in the first year. Just crazy. It's over $1 billion
Take that,
facility.
Divine Outcast.
Oh yeah, I'm not touching that, baby.
Maybe you should get into fitness.
Maybe I should.
What kind of clothes do they make?
Fitness clothes is mainly a girls brand, like leggings, biker shorts, stuff like
girls.
that.
Facts.
But yeah, it's over $1 billion facility. And like when you go there, there's like thousands of people go through there every day, but it's like 60% of the people in the gym have a tripod of some kind. So like if their phone's on it or a camera. So it's like legitimately for content. Everyone there is having,
and it looks
doing
so
content.
good in there.
And it's just insane. Every inch of the facility, including outside, is perfectly lit for content. So like they like measured everything out so the light would reach everywhere. So even like out on the basketball courts, everything was like put there on purpose for content. So it's like,
Bro,
it's like
I want to go there.
He is smart, just from a business perspective.
Oh yeah, and
Bro,
it's in Houston, Texas.
And he also owns 3D Energy, energy drink. So one of the biggest now. So he sells all of that in there, and of course he sells all of his clothes. Alpha Elite's in there, and then he owns Sour Strips. So those are also in there because people.
What's Sour Strips?
Like the candy. You never seen Sour Strips? Like
he owns Sour Strips.
He owns Sour Strips and 3D Energy.
Oh my gosh!
What a collab!
All of them in the gym.
So he has like storefronts, and then they have
like
these things.
Yeah, and they have a restaurant in there that's all like it's like macro friendly food. So like all really healthy food. You go in there and just order.
Bro, this is the Disneyland.
Legitimately.
Straight up, crazy. This is the Disneyland of every fitness influencer's like
seriously
their dream.
It's so true. And
I've seen clips of it, and it is crazy.
Yeah, it's
like
nuts.
It's crazy.
And then like you literally go there. I was just there for a week, and like I felt like I could have been there for another like several months. Like it was just like I barely like tipped like or like touched the surface of it. And then like everybody there, there's just like it's like so easy to make connections because everybody there literally just comes up to talk to you just to connect. Like I gained like 250 followers just from being there and talk like literally just from meeting people, and they're like, "Hey, you got an Instagram?" Like, yeah, and then they follow me. Literally 250 followers just in a week, just from like being in the gym, like at the facility. And then it was by far the most video work I've ever done in a week, most money I've ever made in a week doing video, just from being there for 1 week. So it's crazy.
And you're going back
in 2 weeks. I'm just gonna keep going back because it's crazy.
That's fire, bro. He literally came home and told me how much he made. I'm like, I am quitting music. I literally thought I was like,
yo,
I'm
next
done.
episode, next podcast we're all on.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it at Alpha Land.
Yeah,
we should.
That'd be crazy.
I'm going at some point.
We have to do a whole podcast.
Yeah. At Alpha Land?
They people wouldn't even look like.
This has been a great episode. I've actually this has been good convo. So I feel like this is a pretty good time to kind of start closing it out, but unless you guys have anything else you want to add in. I have one more thing I want to play. This talked about Plamia. Wait, Plamia. Wait, blah, blah, blah. I was reading 6 different things. Pami.
Pami, yeah.
This is a song that we did.
So, do you want me to give a little introduction on it?
Yeah, give an introduction to it.
Just perform it.
If you couldn't told, like, if you can't tell, I am Hispanic. If you didn't notice from my name, also me mixing up words and my grammar being pretty bad. I am Hispanic. So I've been struggling. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I've been struggling for a minute to make like a really good like Spanish song. Little did I know.
You just needed a gringo, man.
Little did I know I needed a gringo to bring it out of me, to bring out the boricua, Bobby. I needed a gringo to come out here and hop on a song with me. Literally like such a romantic song, which by the way, I don't do romantic songs. Like
with another guy too.
Yeah, with another guy.
Unreal.
And it's one of my favorite songs I've like ever made.
Me too. It's
like,
great.
It's catchy. It's amazing. So
I just want to play the first hook
all right, go for it.
and then just
By me, baby.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about how hard it was for just from your perspective, like real quick?
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish. I know that might be
Respect.
hard to believe.
It's a little
No
difficult.
way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, but I grew up like obviously like taking Spanish classes in school, but it's like all proper Spanish. It's not like
It's not even
it's not
accurate.
like it's not even
I
like,
almost failed my Spanish, so that goes to show.
that's crazy
Yeah.
actually. So it's like Spain Spanish is what they teach in like school, but like
It's just so completely
honestly,
different.
when it comes to like correct me if I'm wrong, when it comes to like actually like Hispanic conversation, it's not like
yeah.
it's not like you can learn stuff obviously, but like it's I don't want to say it's completely different, but it's pretty different. There's a lot of things. There's obviously like how we have slang, like they have slang, like, and so it's like it's very different. So I think and then so like growing up now, like a lot of my friends are Hispanic, so like like learning that has been pretty fun for me because I love learning about different cultures, and also like learning all the different countries and like, you know, like how they speak and like different stuff is like so much fun for me. I like honestly enjoy it so much. But I say all that to say I still don't speak Spanish. I can read it decently, but I still like don't even know like what it means half the time. But like if I could read it and understand like what the vowels are, anyways. But
You popped off on this.
it's
though.
it's also different to speak it than to sing it.
100%.
It's very different.
100%.
And so it was very weird for me because also, you can correct me, but like when you're recording a vocal, 50% is skill and then 50% is confidence. It's like
maybe even more. Maybe
like
even more
confidence
percent on confidence.
Yeah, like you're trying to match a feeling, especially like if the lyric is
Facts.
like lover boy and you're trying to riz and all the different stuff. It's like
even if it's not Loverboy, like like
in raps or
Gucci
like
Gang, bro. You think that was skill? No, that was like
it's
popped
just
off.
it's just the
like
swag and his
100%
cadence
confidence.
and everything. So it's like so now I'm recording a vocal that it's not in my language. It's not in my accent. Technically, obviously, like trying to like nail like the I don't want to say the accent, but what's pronunciation.
Yeah.
And then also just like what's the song with Drake where like you can just tell like Mia.
Yeah,
That
it's
money,
Mia.
like, you can just tell like this man does not speak Spanish. Not that I
Does
speak
it sound
Spanish.
like him like that for
No,
like,
okay.
for you? Or does
So
he sound good?
I was there like helping him, which I want to give him props because first off, he like actually did like really good. Like in comparison to me trying to like do that with other people. And I don't want to sit here and say like I'm the best Spanish speaking Hispanic because I still was born in America. My parents do 90% speak Spanish, so I understand it completely and speak it to them. But when it comes to the pronunciation, sometimes it's very hard. Every Hispanic culture has a different way of pronouncing stuff. Some people use the S, like Puerto Ricans usually just cut that out, like they don't even pronounce it, and then some people change it for like a th instead. So it just all depends on what it's crazy.
It's wild. Yeah.
It is crazy.
It's country to country, like and it just and that's what I think is like so fun to learn and like about the different stuff. But all that to say is This is my first time
popped off,
singing
though.
in Spanish.
He popped off.
Thank you to
man.
Swaizy Thank you to Swaizy for helping me.
Yeah, and
It
shout
was
out
so much fun.
shout out Dosa.
Shout out Doza
for confirming
for
that.
yeah for being that like
Because he's as Puerto Rican as you can get.
he's
all the
from
way.
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
Puerto Rican.
All right, here it
All right,
goes.
here it is.
goes. Oh baby.
Tú eres pa' mí, no es fácil. Si no estás aquí, baby, once you come my way, things I can say. I get on a boat or plane, anything to get right next to you. Mami, tú eres pa' mí, no es fácil. Si no estás aquí, baby, yo no sé qué hacer. Te quiero conocer, a mí me parece bien. Te ves muy heaven sent.
Mommy. Hey.
Tú eres pa' mí,
Such a banger, bro.
fácil. Si no estás
It
aquí.
just gets my
So what does it mean?
My
What are the
blood
lyrics?
like
What are the lyrics
so. It's a very like.
I'm actually asking. I don't even know.
It's like a bro records a whole song. It's a very basic.
Dude, Swayze could have totally played me on all of these lyrics.
Oh
dude.
yeah, like they're all
Yeah.
actually cuss words if you really pay attention to them. But very basic, like Spanish, like easy to follow stuff. So when I wrote it, like that was what it was geared towards. So
Yeah.
really basic stuff, like baby, you're like we're meant to be together.
Amen.
Then the last
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy when I'm not around you. Like really basic stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah. I think
Let's
you
go.
popped off. It was
Appreciate
it's
it, bro.
one of my favorite songs, believe it or not. I've been going to the gym with Jude and I believe it or not. And I literally listened to that song for 30 minutes straight.
Dude, it was on the
like that was
elliptical,
my
just-
Hispanicness coming
Yeah.
out. You could tell like I was like
Yeah.
this is the perfect tempo, bro.
Yeah.
I was going crazy
The
on that
hips were
elliptical.
like-
I was like, "Mommy, tú eres pa' mí." Bro, I was hitting that, bro. Sweat was going everywhere. I was
Let's
like,
go. Let's
so,
go.
Fire song.
Fire.
I hope people
Let's
appreciate
go.
it. So
Do you like white girls?
wow, that was out of left field. I'm open to talk about anything, so I'll go into this.
Yeah. What's your type?
I really don't have fully a type. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I have found an attractive female.
God's a great creator. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I know your preference. We can get to
Yeah.
that later. But
Let's get to it.
but I have found an attractive, creation of God in every single
Come on.
race.
Come
I
on.
will
That's a good way to
say,
that.
I will say, I do like the idea of like another Latina. I don't think that's
Oh.
bad.
Yeah.
In high school, our demographic of my high school was 30% white,
Yeah.
30% black, like 15% Asian, maybe 10% Indian, and then like I was the only Hispanic in my whole class. So there was like
Whoa.
a total of maybe like 10 Hispanics in our whole
That's
whole
wild.
school. So crazy. But the only girls that tended to like me back were the black ones. So
Oh man.
yeah,
That'd be.
yeah.
I'd love that.
I guess they just like the adobo. They like the seasoning, baby. They like the seasoning.
There we go.
So
but-
crazy.
Hey man,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said what I said.
So you want a Latina?
I for real, like legit, like
it's
it's
whoever
whoever
likes you back.
who-
Yeah.
yeah. I'm open. No, like literally, if
DMs are open, ladies.
DMs are open, like no, I don't want to seem like that either. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever I get blessed with, bro, I'll take it.
That's right. Malakai's got a beautiful
Yeah.
Latin girlfriend.
You trying to elaborate or no?
On what part?
No, yeah.
Well, that's it, really.
That's
yeah.
really all.
Yeah,
that's
that's it. That's my preference.
You know what? God bless
Although-
America. Put a freaking bald eagle over it. It's like that's it. Got a Latin girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. It felt.
American flag in the background. This is America. This is literally America.
Actually insane.
Oh man, that's crazy. Well, we can end this podcast. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been great. I think I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna pray over both of you guys and podcast, and then I feel like this just feels right. So let's do it. Lord, thank you for this podcast. Thank you for everyone listening. I pray that everyone listening got something good out of it, or something that they can take away and use positively in their life. Thank you for Malakai. Thank you for Swaizy. I pray that they go on and do things for you and put you first. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to have this platform to speak for you. Thank you for everything we're going to have coming up next. And I pray that everything we do is good and pleasing to you. In your mighty name, amen. Thank you guys. Appreciate
God
you guys.
bless America!
Oh, crazy. Dude, yeah, life sounds terrible.
That is literally, bro. This is why I love America, man.
I hope you never ever come back. Find peace with your dad. Leave me in the past. Put your